Hi, good afternoon again. Welcome to another episode of Karaoke Q&A. I'm Hal.
I'm Joni.
We've got a lot of stuff we want to talk about. We want to
Yeah.
cover...
We're going to talk about tips. Tips to make your show run more smoothly.
Those kind of tips.
Those kind of tips.
Those kind of tips.
And a lot of you, I realize, have been doing this as long as we have, and this might be redundant for you. But there's a lot of people that are new to the industry that we want to share some things that have worked and haven't worked for us. They made our lives a lot easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes it's the small things that make a huge difference in your show. And it's not performance-wise, it's just running a smoother show and having some things that make a whole lot of difference. And why are you holding
I'm going to start with this book because I actually have to retouch this up, and this is one of my little tips. I use these AKG WMS40 microphones, and they have an on-off switch, to which, as you know, if you give this to the average karaoke singer, you know, they're going to turn it on and turn it off, and your next singer is going to have a microphone that's off, and you're going to be irritated and have to start the song over again.
Right.
And or some of the microphones, not this one in particular, but some of the other microphones, the switches are not as durable as they could be.
Not for heavy commercial use.
Right. They're for, you know, once or twice a year use for, you know, kids. Like I have bling mics that the switches break a lot. So anyway, what I do is I get gaffer's tape, and we'll explain gaffer's tape in a moment to you. But it's cloth tape, a lot finer weave than duct tape, and it works really well to tape that, turn it on, tape it over, done. It's on the rest of the night. You control it from your mute switch on and off on the board.
Right.
So we'll get into more gaffer tape tips in a minute, but this is what I do because I use two of these microphones, and I get nail polish. And
nail polish is easier than paint.
Nail polish is easier than paint, and if you get the nail decorative kind, it's really thin, and you just paint the top of the microphone in whatever color. And I also paint it down below because, you know, you're going to get that one singer that holds the microphone. Sometimes you can put it even down here so that you, no matter where they have the microphone grabbed, you can tell which microphone is which.
Right.
And after you retouch that up, you set it in a cup to dry, go back 10 minutes later, it's ready to go.
Especially in a low light situation where you can't tell which mic they've got, and you don't want to fumble on your board to turn on the wrong mic or turn off the right mic or anything like that. Yeah. I do that. I use the SM58s, and I tape the protective ring around the windscreen. I paint the ring like you're doing, and then I paint the actual bottom of it.
Yeah.
And then I paint the face of my XLR cables on the connector. That way, it's in my setup. It's easy for me when I'm setting up. It's just I don't question which one I've got. And so my employees, it's the same way. It makes it real simple to set up. And it's that you kind of make it idiot-proof, and I use that a lot. I use
sometimes you need idiot-proof.
My primary colors are red, white, and yellow. And I will tell you this: do not use yellow and white together to determine which mic you have, because in a low light situation, yellow does look white.
It does.
Yeah,
I've done that before with tape, and then that's how I realized.
Yes.
No, leave one black
Yep.
or dark color and leave one white, and you're good to go.
Takes you about 10 minutes for these, and they dry pretty quick. And,
yeah, no polish dries.
You know, don't try to do it 10 minutes before your show. It's not going to happen. It's
well,
going to be
it's
sticky.
time, but
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
But,
yeah. So
so
boom, done. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing because I'm, you know, doing it in a rush right now, but.
Oh wait, where's the happy tree and the happy rabbit and the bush?
Yeah, but it's my best Bob Ross.
This is our Bob Ross.
Put it in the cup, boom, set it aside, let it dry.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Something that I wanted to talk about was, you know, as you're getting into business and you're at a show and you're thinking, I'm going to do this for a living or do this as a hobby job or a second job, get to know your competitors, your potential competitors. They can be your friends. I mean, we have in both of our markets, Jody's in Pittsburgh. I always said Philly. Jody's in Pittsburgh. We've got a long week. And we're actually doing this from Pittsburgh right now. And I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. And in our surrounding areas, we both have competitors. But we know our competitors, and or mostly know the competitors. And we're not adversaries. We're not enemies. Work with those guys. Get to know them. Go to their shows. Introduce yourself. And I've got people that I mentor in my market that are newer in the business, and I don't want to see them make the same mistakes I want to see. I don't want to see them fail, because even though it's a competitive market, we rise that level of perfection, and spend time talking to them, hanging out with them. You know, another thing that's, I don't care whether you use wired mics wireless mics, whether you use a Mackie mixer or you use a DJ controller or what you use, get to know your equipment. At home, don't go to your shows and fumble around and not know what you're doing, because you're gonna end up losing your singers. Your venue's not going to be happy with you. Learn to control feedback. Know what causes feedback. Know what causes hums. Know what causes bad signals to your TVs. Things like that. You know, you can call me or send me an email. I'll be glad to tell you what I use. Joni's the same way. We both use similar equipment, but we have different equipment. But you know, it's not a state secret. Mm-hmm. This is not Oak Ridge. We're not gonna hold a AK-47 or.
It's not Area 51.
It is not Area 51. So
we're doing all the trial and error for you, because we've been there and done it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And along with get to know your equipment, buy good equipment. Buy the best you can buy with your money. You don't want to buy and as you grow, you will slowly upgrade your equipment. But don't buy. There's good, better, and best. Actually, there's crappy, almost crappy, good, better, and best. If you can buy better, buy better. Look at reviews. If you can buy best, buy best.
Right.
But start off buying better equipment, and it will last you longer.
Yeah, especially the lifetime cords and cables and stuff like that will save you.
Anyway, so we're talking about XLR cables, and that's one of the things that I get people at my shows that want to help me pack up at the end of the night. You get people that want to help you pack up at the end of the night. And XLR cables are if you're not familiar with them, if you're using or considering using wired mics, you'll have your two options. It's either XLR or quarter-inch RCA, not RCA, but quarter-inch, like a mic cable, I guess. Mm-hmm. Go with XLR. It's a 3-cable shielded wire that gives you no hum, and good quality cables. The Monster cables, if you buy them at Guitar Center, they have a lifetime warranty, literally lifetime warranty. So if you cut one in half, you take them both halves, they'll give you a brand new one.
Or the live wire ones.
Live wire, yeah, live wire, Monster cable, live wire, all those guys.
Monster Cable recently changed their policy. You have to mail back to the company. You can't go to the store where you purchased it.
I just did that a week ago.
Yeah.
At Guitar Center, they're still swapping them out.
Did they? Well,
yeah.
That was nice of them to do.
Yeah, it was.
Well, speaking of XLR cables, another tip that I have,
like
and these, watch this. Hal, give me your 2 fingers. Right. All right. This is. What do you want with my fingers? No, not those 2. Okay. So this is a bongo tie, and if you were a child in the 70s, you remember the little hair ties that had the things at the end. It works on the same principle. If this is his cords, okay, wrapped in a loop or whatever, however you want to do it, you take the bongo, you slide it over through the boom, and your cables are wrapped.
And you're done.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do with those too is if you're coming off your speaker down the speaker stand and off to the floor, and it makes for a really nice setup, and it gets them out of the way. They're reusable. They cost like $4 a pack
for a
of
bag,
10,
yeah.
And you can buy them at some of your local music stores. You can also order them online.
I order them online.
I order mine online now.
Yeah.
But
if you make a video of how you use them, Tim, is Tim?
Yeah.
He might send you a pack for free.
Yeah, just if it's something creative, he'll send you something.
Yeah.
And the other thing about XLR cables is, we've all been out in the yard, we've used extension cables, and you grab the end of the cable and you start doing this, wrapping the cable. Do not do that.
Twists.
Never, 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 never do that. And there's a couple ways to do it. There's the over-under twist. You can see how to do that on YouTube. I just do the standard wrap. I just pull it and roll it, and just let that cable naturally roll into its position, because it does have a spine, and they last forever. If you take care of your cables, they will last.
Yeah, and you do this thing, especially with a heavy-duty
you actually break
extension cord. After not even a year, 6 months, it'll start looking like this, and you can't straighten that.
You'll also break the internal workings of that, and you'll break the shielding down, and you can break the leads down, and next thing you know, you've got a $40 or $50 cable that's worth nothing.
These also work if you have your lights set up on a bar and you can't get it quite exactly where you want it, and you just need a little
tug.
Yeah, tug. Or if you run out of clips to hook up. I use these for everything. I hung my Christmas lights on my railing out there. Did you see them?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
They're
so
great.
You can do all kinds of stuff.
It's a good little tip o' day. And as opposed to Velcro, they don't fill up with hair. And they keep working.
And that's where I want to kind of go with here's another tip with gaffer's tape. is if you have a facade, or if you're dressed up for an event and you don't have the lint roller, piece of this backwards on your hand.
Yeah.
And I will do it on the front of my facade because it's in my trailer when I unload it. And especially if I've been in an outdoor event where it's in the grass and there's debris on it, and I want to clean that off, I can't exactly get it with the vacuum cleaner. I just take a piece of this.
That's a great tip, but I will tell you this: it's cheaper to do that with duct tape instead of this.
Well, yeah,
this is
but
not the cheapest tape in the
But
world.
I usually do that. A small piece of that. I mean, good grief, I only do it so often, but it does work for something like that.
It's nice. It rips easily.
It
Cloth,
does.
sticky.
It does, and it does stick to it. It will stick to itself really good. The good thing, and
Sticks to cement.
it does.
Outside.
It sticks to cement. It sticks to carpet.
Yeah.
Be careful on walls. Sometimes it can pull. If the wall is not sealed, sometimes it can pull the paint. And on some floors, it can actually.
I've never had that.
I haven't had it, but I've got one venue that does not allow gaffer's tape because they have a painted concrete floor, and it actually pulled the seal off that concrete floor. So you got to be careful. Try it in a small area somewhere. This stuff is worth a mint.
It also works if you have a co-host that talks a lot. You can just. Hey everybody, welcome to the Joni Show. Go ahead, you can take it off. I don't want to rip your mustache.
See, it doesn't stick. See, it's not like I'm in held hostage in the basement. You know?
Sorry.
Yeah, that was good. That was cute. I like that. That was
Anytime.
great. And I dropped my notes, but I'm not gonna pick them up. But, I don't have my notes. I'm good.
Okay, here's another little tip o' day. A little tiny light. You can use the clip form, but these require batteries. And you may think, oh, it's LED or it can't use that much, whatever. If you have it on for an entire show, you're pretty much done.
But I have some that I actually use like that, but they're bigger, and I can go through about 10 shows before I replace the batteries in them.
This is better.
Yes,
this is LED, USB, boom.
If you have an available USB port.
If you have any,
And I do have a couple of those.
But this way you can have it as far back, as close up as you
Right.
want. You can have it on your rack. You can see your adjustments, your channels, your keyboard if you don't have a lighted keyboard. Because you might not think about it till you get to a room. You get all set up and they shut all the lights off, and you're like.
And you don't need a giant desktop reading lamp there because there's so much glare. You just need enough light to illuminate your boards in your computer and things like that, and you really don't need it in your face, because if you're standing there in a darker room and you've got this huge light, you can't see what's happening in the room. And
it blasts you.
It does blast you.
Your pupils dilate. You can't see.
Yeah. So what's that? Needle nose pliers.
Needle nose.
Okay.
You won't believe how many times these come in handy.
I carry a small toolkit with me. I carry a Phillips screwdriver, and I carry a flathead.
I have that, and I have that.
And a pair of pliers and some other things. And your show will require different things. So yeah, always carry something like that. Carry backup cables. If your show requires 3 XLR cables, carry 4 XLR cables. Or what I've done over the years is I build harnesses for each one of my venues. So that harness gets handled with care, and I never have to unplug and plug in. It's all just I just lay it out and plug in the ends at my mixer end or at the TV end or the speaker end. So it's all done for me. Knock on wood. I haven't had to replace those cables for years. So they're not getting the wear and tear that normal XLR cables would as each time you're breaking the whole setup. So if you can afford to do that, do that. It's for me, it's cheaper in the long run, and it's easier and quicker in the long run. And I think your setup is similar to that too. What else you got?
I forgot to bring the thing. I recently started using the KaraokeQ app, the phone app, and I just laminated. I don't have any with me. I thought I brought it out of my car the other night, but apparently it fell. Just laminated the app, the logo of the app, what it looks like, so people could find it easily, and explain a little bit what it is. If you want to see the updated songbook, you download, log into this venue, and you're off, kind of thing. And then that way you're not printing them up and passing them out every show, because they'll get destroyed. You won't get them back. You're wasting ink. You're wasting paper. Laminate them, pass them out, collect them at the end of the show.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good for anything that is relevant to your show, whether it's sign up for the online songbook or the how you run your show, or and you can customize them to your venues. That's and your local Office Max, Office Depot, they'll do that for you. Cheaper than buying. Do you have a laminator, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually got it at Aldi though. That's another tip. Buy at Aldi. Cheap.
Right. So you can look at the cost of buying the equipment and doing it yourself, but there are a lot of things like that because it's cheaper than printing paper over and over and over again. Now what I use is a QR code on the back of my laptop, so they can come up with their phone. They can scan that, and it takes right to the online. And can KaraokeQ 360 do or KaraokeQ do that?
Yeah, I'm sure. You don't have to ask Michael Amberty and say, do we have a square code that you can scan? That's a very good question.
That would be a great thing.
Here's another one. Your schedule. Where else do you play? Here we go.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be this big. You can have it cut in 4. You can have just the names, the dates. Not the dates, but the days of the week. Mondays I'm here, Wednesdays I'm here, blah, blah, blah. It's got the time. Down at the bottom I put all the address and phone numbers in case they want to call the venue to double check if you're on or not. I also put a calendar on my cover page.
Of your Facebook page.
Yeah, cover of the Facebook page. That's the cover photo. I still get calls when when you playing, whatever. But
that's a good thing. When they're asking you where you're playing, where else you're playing, that means they want to come to your show.
Yeah.
You're doing something right. And the biggest thing too is never stop trying to improve your setup, the way you run your show, the way you treat your clients. If you become complacent, somebody's going to step in on you and take your show from you. So
yeah, once you get comfortable and like, I don't really have to try.
Yeah.
Think about it this way, that's your light bill.
It is your life.
Yeah.
House payment, car payment,
Yeah.
groceries. We all like to eat.
Yeah.
I do anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask. What is that?
It's not personal lube.
Well, I was
Any
wondering. I was
kind.
gonna ask. I wasn't gonna say. Oh, okay.
No, it's actually, this is a body spray that I got at some, I think it is Walgreens or CVS, but I don't use it for me.
You use it for some of the. Yeah, it smells good. Especially in a smoking environment.
Smoking environment, somebody's next to you. And I sometimes even make it kind of evident. That's a blend of obvious and evident. When the second they walk away, spray.
True. Good point.
Or somebody with bad BO.
Or while they're standing there, just do it and just kind of.
That's kind of rude, but
I
mean, sometimes you're in an area where that air doesn't dissipate and you're stuck with that stale smell, whatever it is. Somebody farts. Oh, yeah. Boom. Done.
Bad BO, bad breath.
Yeah.
Oh God, bad breath. People, brush your teeth, please. Yeah, you do something else too. You use the wipes.
Yes. Oh yeah, I do.
You wipe your mics down. I should do that, especially this time of the year. It's cold and flu season, and shame on me, I used to. And you get busy and you forget about doing things like that. You're a germaphobe, so
I am.
I am too to a point. Yeah, I am too to a point.
Extent.
And yeah, that's something to do because people are holding them out. They're holding the mic.
You're spitting. I mean, it happens. You spit. I'm a singer. I spit.
Yep.
You know, not all the time, but it happens.
Some of my singers spit and dip. So
yeah, spit and dip. You dip, we dip. Anyway, a lot of people don't wash their hands. They go to the bathroom. They come out. They grab your microphone. Do you grab your microphone? You touch your face.
I've had people actually ask me after somebody's sung, they'll come up and say, "Which mic did that guy use?"
Right, because I'm not using that one.
They'll grab the other mic, and they've forgotten that the guy 3 singers back or the girl 3 singers back used that other mic. So when they see you doing that after each one, it takes 2 seconds. Pull the wipe out.
Yeah, I do it. Hal's been to 2 of my shows. He says, and it's become completely natural, and I do it. Even between people that are married, I do it because it's such a habit.
Right.
I don't even think about it.
And those are inexpensive. They're not.
Well, actually, I'll tell you about that.
Sam's.
Between Clorox and Lysol, and whoever else might be on the market, I go to Aldi, get theirs. They're way cheaper, and they stay wet longer.
Right.
So you can use the same wipe for 10 songs.
Right.
Before you have to get another one that's wet. Whereas these ones and the Clorox and the Lysol ones, I'm not sure which one. They dry out very quickly, so you're going to go through them more rapidly. More rapidly. This is me sounding all weird. But also, there are some that just destroy your hands after using them all night long. Your hands will get so ridiculously dry.
The chemicals.
The Aldi one, which I don't have here, but there's.
Okay.
just go to Aldi. They're in a yellow container. They
or
work really
go to
well.
Sam's and buy it in bulk, or go to Costco, or
Yeah.
or BJ's, or whatever the store is that you got in your market. And but those are some of the things that that you can do. We'd love to hear what you guys are doing with your small things like that. We want everybody in this industry. We don't want everybody to be exactly alike. But there are some things that make a difference to your singers, and people appreciate what she does.
They do. They thank me all the time. That's so great that you do that. I'm like,
Right.
I know, because I don't want your cuties either.
That helps.
Yeah, and you got to think about this too. You are touching everybody's hand in that place with that microphone, and touching everyone's mouth technically
And what is
in
it?
that place.
They said that only 40% of males wash after leaving the bathroom, and about 60% of females wash after leaving the bathroom.
Kind of gross.
Duh.
Kind of gross.
It is kind of
The
gross.
guy that picks his nose all the time, right in public, gets the microphone. Ugh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You picking your nose out?
Yeah.
All right. Adapters. Make sure that you have plenty of adapters. You might have your whole rig situated. You go into a show, they want you to plug in something of theirs to yours, or vice versa. They want you to plug your sound into their house sound to get stuff in a separate room. Make sure that you have everything, 1/4 inch to RCA, RCA to 1/4 inch to XLR to mini to, you kind of really need
Worst
to
case scenario. And that kind of goes to that one step further is know your venues. And that's probably more common with a non-karaoke setup than it would be with a karaoke setup. But yeah, she's right. If they change the layout, you need to be ready to change that layout. And again, that goes back to know your equipment, know what your limitations are, and don't be afraid to ask somebody, hey, what do I do about this? There's some great forums that are online. We're just an extension of some of those forums. You can send us an email at KaraokeQNA@gmail.com and write us and tell us what you, if you've got a question, we'll address that question. If you have a suggestion, we'll give you we'll take that and run with it. If you want to talk about a show or your super duper tips. What's with the tickets right now? I was going to ask you about that.
yeah. I'll always keep these, a roll of these in your bag somehow, the double raffle ticket. There's so many times where, you get to a private party, they're like, we want to give away a door prize, but how are we going to do
tickets. And they're cheap. You buy these rolls cheap.
And I've talked about this before. I use these 2 nights a week at my show for the one venue. Every time you sing a song, you get a ticket.
They have theme night.
Well, that's the other night.
Oh, okay.
So every time you sing a song, you get a ticket, and at the end of the night, they draw one singer that wins a gift certificate at the bar that you can use for your tab that night. And it's not that, I think they gave away $10. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But people hold on to that ticket and they wait and they stay there.
They
don't leave until you do that drawing. The other one is, and how was that at last night? It was theme night. I do a theme night every Sunday. It's a lot of fun. It makes people think outside of their comfort zone.
I sang last night, and there were songs that I normally would not sing because it was Black History Month.
Yeah,
so we were singing songs from black artists, and I'm the white guy.
And everybody participated last night.
We had almost 100% participation for theme, and it worked out really good. But it opens up your horizons, get your singers, because how many of your singers come in and go, well, I get tired of singing the same old songs. Okay, sing something different. Sing something off the hook, something you wouldn't normally sing.
It makes them open your book and look at, what you got, or open their mind and look at
their mind.
Yeah, and if you have it advertised ahead of time, they'll think about it during the week. What can I sing? The theme is red, white, and blue. The theme is, I'd rather be a leprechaun, or the theme is, you could have words, you could have colors.
Like the red, white, blue could be something patriotic. It could be something with the word red, white, or blue. And you just have to kind of think outside the box on those kind of things. And
I have a ton that I've used. If you need a list of some of them, just give us an email. We'll get back. Oh, and the other thing too, like last night on theme night, their gift certificates you cannot use the same night. You actually have to come back in a future show, which is now bringing people back.
Right.
So they're like, well, I got a gift certificate for $20. I'm going to go back and go.
Yeah, they can't use it on their tab that night.
Right.
They've got to come back another night, and that's one way to do that and keep people coming in and coming back to your shows. We share these ideas. That's what this is all about. We want you guys to be successful. We're successful. Doing this. We've got it going on. Are we perfect? No. Water baby here.
got it going on.
Yeah, we got it going on. No, we're you know, we love what we do. That's the thing. We love what we do.
We do.
And we have fun with it. We love sharing ideas, and we're trying to be helpful. And we're probably just egotistical, but that's beside the point. You know, we're having fun with this. We want you guys to watch it. Keep watching what we do.
I'll bring more tape for next show, so you'll come back and watch us more. Just kidding. Yeah, that's good. For those of you that still use sign-up sheets, request slips, I do that as well. And I have a little asterisk at the bottom. Not every song is available at every venue. It could be as simple as the owner of the bar last night, that song, and I keep forgetting what it's called, I Want to Fuck You Like an Animal.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Well, there's Fuck Her Gently. And
no, not that one. That one's okay for whatever, but it's the other one, he doesn't want to hear it. You could be doing a kid's party, and they're like, but it's in your book. Yeah, you're not singing that song tonight. And if you do a venue that, you know, might be, for whatever reason, songs are not appropriate, I'll just go. Well,
either age appropriate or
ethnicity appropriate, or
exactly.
religious appropriate, or
right.
anything, politically appropriate, you name it. That gives the person the already idea, well, maybe I should ask first, and then they're not going to get mad at you because it's already put on, on the request list.
You don't want to offend everybody. You know, college bars are completely different than a club of older people versus a family-friendly restaurant. Yeah, you don't want some guy getting up there to sing "Fuck Her Gently" in the middle of the steakhouse where you're doing, or Applebee's or somewhere like that. Yeah. It would not bode well with Applebee's. It would not bode well with their corporate. It would not bode well with probably most people that are in there. Yeah,
the casino, the one casino that I did, they didn't want to hear any song that you would hear in church, even Amazing Grace.
Not even Hallelujah.
Not even Hallelujah. Anything that has Jesus in it, or anything with any swear words in it, basically anything that would offend any, you know, and not to stereotype, but any old, you know, little old gray-haired lady that would be like, oh, what did they just say?
They want them coming back.
Yeah, because
they're thinking about it. They're thinking outside the box. They want them to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just a nice little tip. Another thing too, and I know this.
Could you do with that? Could you do what's the John Lennon song? Hare Krishna. Could you do that?
I don't know. I don't know the lyrics of that. I'd have to look it up and check it.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Just thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Another thing too that, like I was saying earlier, have a backup of everything. You never know when something's going to break, and you are stuck. And this is going to sound absolutely insane unless you've been in the situation, or unless you've been in the ADJA, which I have. Hal is. Have a backup computer, have a backup sound system. If you have to travel far away and it's an important event, and something breaks. I had my Bose L1, the big one, for a wedding one time go down. Luckily, I had my compacts. Just worse. And another time, which was actually ended up being worse, was I was doing karaoke, and my software, something happened with my software. It was Roxbox at the time. I later found out what the problem was, but you know, she's gonna walk across this.
That's okay.
My cat's here. She's, you know, what is going on? There you go.
Jiggling right now. There's no
moving.
earthquake happening. The cat's walking in front of the camera on the cushion because we have it.
On the couch. But anyway, my software, something happened to it, and I could not get the sound to work. There was nothing I could do, and of course I couldn't get a hold of anybody, you know, at customer support at 11 o'clock at night. So I had to, it would take me, I had a backup computer, but it was at home, so I would have had to have driven 15 minutes home, grab the computer 15 minutes back, taken a half an hour of the show at 11 o'clock at night. They're just like, just go.
Yeah, we've had computers go down. We've had computers go down, and that's the other thing is, again, buy good equipment, make sure your equipment is up to date. On your computers, turn off your update feature for Windows. If you're using a Windows-based computer, turn that off. Tell it, you'll go look for your updates. You don't want that happening during, especially if you're tied into Wi-Fi for whatever reason. And
it starts going in an update.
You're done. You're done.
Screwed.
Yeah.
I have a backup software on both of my computers, and I have two computers at each show. So, like, if something happens with CompuHost, and it hasn't yet, but it's new for me, roughly, what, a year? I think I've been using it. I have the PCDJ with that plays videos, I can play karaoke on that. The other one I had PCDJ VJ and Roxbox on. Just always have a backup software for karaoke and for your DJ just in case.
Right.
I mean, one time for a wedding, I was trying to free up space on, I bought a computer with very little hard drive space because I was putting all my songs externally and didn't think I needed it. So it was a very important wedding and in a very prestigious place, and I started deleting things off my hard drive that I didn't think I needed. Well, I deleted the skins off of my PCDJ VJ on such an older version that they don't have support for it anymore. I had to buy it. That's why I ended up getting another whole computer and new software and all that stuff. But very important to have backup of your software.
Yes.
And a backup computer if you can.
Yeah, and a tip on computer, on laptop, everybody's going to laptops, don't buy them at a pawn shop. You can buy a new computer for under $350 if you look around at any office supply house or even Sam's or any of the box stores. When you're paying for a computer in a pawn shop, unless you actually absolutely know where that computer came from, it's buying used equipment. You just don't, something like that, do not risk your show. Do not try to save $100 by buying it at a pawn shop. You don't know if it's been dropped, if it's been abused, if it's been wet.
If it overheats after 4 hours,
right.
if it overheats in the sun.
You're throwing good money after bad, and that's just one of the things that I tell everybody. You can buy speakers at a pawn shop, you can buy stands at a pawn shop, which I've done over the years. You can buy a lot of equipment at pawn shops, but the hard drive is so delicate in these laptops, you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah,
Spend a
that's a
little
good
extra money.
That's a good point.
Just throwing that out there.
All right, another tip, backup batteries. Seems like common sense. Backup batteries of stuff you don't need. Backup batteries of AAAs, because you're going to go into a venue, you're plugging into their TV, and guess what? Their batteries are dead. You
Yes.
use AA for your mics. I
Yes.
don't have a AAA. They don't
Yes.
have a AAA. You now cannot get to the TV. It's up on the wall, and you don't have a television. So keep backup AAAs, backup AA's. I don't think you really need 9 volts anymore these days for anything.
I use 9 volts.
Do you still need
My wireless PG58 is a 9 volt.
Okay.
Yep, so I use 9 volts.
But it's, you know, it's good to have those AAAs because you never know when you're going to need
Always
them.
take one. Always take extra batteries. And again, it's that little stuff that makes a big difference in your day. You know, if you're in a venue and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're in a venue and one speaker goes down, sometimes you can't help that. Those things are going to happen, and you just have to be able to be ready to. Again, going back to the beginning, know your equipment, be ready to move to that other speaker and run your whole show on the other speaker. And usually, depending on the venue, you'll do just fine. You'll do absolutely just fine. I've got no more tips that I can come up with right now, other than practice, know your equipment. Kind of recap real quick. What I said was, go see your other shows in the market. Go see what's working for the other guys. There's nothing wrong with emulating one of your competitors.
Dead Air. Dead Air's a good one. Dead Air.
Dead Air's a good one.
Hal and I use two different, we have 2 different methods for this. We both use the same software. He uses the...
I use the filler music and copy host.
And I use a separate, actually right now I use a hard drive. I have different playlists on,
Right.
or not hard drive, iPod. And I keep it on a separate channel, and the second that song is fading, I'm fading the next song up, and I don't ever have Dead Air.
We never have Dead Air.
So it's very important. It makes the night, actually, it just doesn't, I don't know how I explain it.
We want people to leave the bar at the end of the night, we turn the music off. They go home.
Yeah.
But as long as there's music
It just
playing,
keeps it bumping.
it keeps it hopping.
Keeps
And
it hopping,
and
keeps
it hopping.
everything interesting, and then there's no, you know, downtime, I guess. It's a big difference. If you go to, you know, like I said, we've been saying, go to other shows and
Yeah,
look
visit
and go,
people.
well, that's horrible. Why did he do that? And make a
yeah.
mental note, don't do that.
Yeah, if there's something you don't like about it, that's okay. It may work for them, but it may not be for you. And if they've been there for 20 years and it's working for them, let it go. But find what works for you, and you know, what is it? Imitation is a great
Highest
form
of flattery.
Flattery, yeah. Flatter me all day long. I've got a couple of people in my market that I'm helping. They're growing in the business. They're relatively new in the business, and I'm helping them. And they call me and they ask me, and they come over and they brought their computers to me to work on. They've actually had me say, "Would you stop by my show sometime? I'm having this problem." I don't mind doing that. It's making us all better in the industry. And side tip, when you go to their show and you're helpful to them and you get to know the people in that venue, something may change down the road, they know there's somebody else there, because people come and go in this business, and especially the part-timers, they come and go in this business, and they find out they actually have to work. Then they say, I don't want to do this anymore, and then I go buy their equipment.
There you go.
I buy their disc, and we'll talk about music on another day. And,
Yeah.
But
We're gonna probably wrap it up.
Let's just wrap it up.
I think, yeah, for this episode. Vegas, again, Mobile Beat.
Yes.
March 13th
through 18th.
18th.
Yes.
At
Tickets,
Tropicana.
tickets are, this is your last push to get tickets for the show. I think they're $145 or something.
$145?
I mean,
$249.
$249. Yeah, $249 or something like that.
Yeah.
And depending on what day you're watching this, end of February it is $249. 1st of March it goes up to $269 or something like that. So whenever you're watching this,
come see us in Vegas.
Come see us in Vegas, and email KaraokeQNA@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us what you think. Tell us, hey, you want to hear us talk about this? You want to hear us ramble about something else? And,
subscribe. Send it to your other KJ friends.
Yeah, let us all know about what's going on. We're all in this together. We're totally in this together. So, guys, sing on.
Bye.